This is ABC 7 News at 6.
The second victim of a gas leak incident at the Woodland Pulp Mill has been identified. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. A spokesperson for the mill in Baileyville confirmed today that the second employee to succumb to their injuries from the gas leak incident was 26-year-old Alan Hornberger. Hornberger was an employee at the mill in Baileyville. He died Monday morning, and his death was confirmed yesterday. The spokesperson said in a statement that Hornberger was, quote, a valued member of the mill's technical department where he served as a process engineer, end quote. A Blue Hill man was sentenced Tuesday in U.S. District Court in Bangor for lying on a firearm purchase application. According to court records, on June 8, 2023, 22-year-old Caleb Ryan was indicted in Hancock County Superior Court on one count of aggravated trafficking and scheduled drugs. Then on May 5, 2024, Ryan attempted to purchase a firearm from a federally licensed dealer in Ellsworth while he was still under indictment. Ryan filled out a form required by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and checked no for the question that asked if he was under indictment for a felony or any other crime punishable by more than a year of incarceration. He was able to successfully buy that gun a few days later. Ryan was sentenced to 12 months and 1 day in prison, as well as 3 years of supervised release. Well, starting later this year, towns who utilize Belfast's ambulances will be paying more for that service. Our Doug Banks explains.
All in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
On Tuesday, Belfast City Council unanimously passed a proposal put forth by City Fire Chief Patrick Richards to increase ambulance service rates for the neighboring towns under contract with them for the next 2 years.
It was time to reevaluate and come up with another contract.
The towns of Northport, Belmont, Morrow, Waldo, and Swanville are currently under contract with Belfast for their ambulance services. According to Chief Richards, a base rate was first needed for the new contracts. He says last year's operational budget, divided by last year's total runs, determined its cost per call to be just over $500. That number was then multiplied by the town's call volume. Data provided by Chief Richards shows the total number of EMS calls each town had last year and what each town is currently paying for the city's resources. Once year one of the city-approved contract goes into effect, these numbers increase significantly. Even more so by year two. The rate increase coincides with Belfast's rise in emergency calls. In the last decade, Chief Richards says emergency calls increased by 38%. Over 2,500 ambulance calls occurred last year alone. He says the costs of apparatus, equipment, supplies, and demand for staffing have all risen as well.
This new rate will more evenly disperse the cost of the ambulance service to our subscribers, so it won't be the city of Belfast picking up the shortfalls, when it comes to budgetary expenses.
Officials from two of the impacted towns spoke with us over the phone on Wednesday. Waldo Select Board member Tom Wagner says while he understands the rate increases, quote, wages and incomes for the town are not keeping pace, end quote. In Belmont, its fire chief and EMA director, Ron Harford, told me, quote, Belfast does a great service. It costs money to run ambulances. I can understand why it has to go up, end quote. Chief Richards says the new rates will take effect on July 1st. In Waldo County, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A rise in political threats against Maine lawmakers has prompted new legislation to be introduced in Augusta. LD 695 is an act to improve safety in public service. A statement says the number of threats against lawmakers of both parties has tripled over the past 2 years. Senate Majority Leader Teresa Pierce sponsored the bill and says, quote, democracy is at its best when everyday Mainers answer the call and step up and serve their communities in the State House. But all too often in today's political climate, safety concerns present a barrier to public service. It is incumbent upon us, regardless of party or creed, to reject political violence and threats, recommit to respectful debate, uphold American values, and recognize one another as fellow citizens. I am hopeful this bill will provide strong safety measures for those who choose to serve and help Maine's democracy remain strong, end quote. Meanwhile, local people and union members delivered a petition regarding the firing of civil rights attorneys to Senator Susan Collins' Bangor office today. The petition claims the firing of the so-called Fair Housing 3 from the Housing and Urban Development staff was a direct retaliation for submitting a whistleblower complaint. It says the complaint outlines troubling actions that include a 70% reduction in staff within HUD's Office of Fair Housing that has left the department's civil rights attorneys unable to process even the most urgent cases. The petition also states millions in congressionally mandated grants for community-based fair housing enforcement have been delayed or canceled. According to the petition, it puts veterans, domestic violence survivors, low-wage workers of color, and those with disabilities at risk.
These are our public servants. They work for us. And when they're fired, that means that anybody who stands up for us is at threat. And we think this is simply wrong.
The group says they are asking Senator Collins to hold HUD Secretary Scott Turner accountable and make sure the whistleblowers are rehired. Well, Mainers had the chance to speak directly with policymakers about mental health advocacy. The event was a learning process for both legislators and attendees. Wednesday, the Consumer Counsel System of Maine held Mental Health Peer Advocate Legislative Education Day at the State House. The public was invited to engage with and educate Maine lawmakers on improving Maine's mental health care system. Since 2016, the event has allowed those who have lived experiences with mental health to influence the laws that impact them directly.
It's a good reminder for all of us as the relevance of peer support and also people representing the communities that we seek to serve in mental health. Those are people who really represent the cause. They really understand in a different way what it's like to walk in the shoes of someone who struggles or has mental health challenges.
Outreach coordinator for CCSM, Simone Moline, told us the event is a learning opportunity for both parties. They hope to get lawmakers informed about Mainers' concerns, but they also want to familiarize advocates with the system so that they can make a difference themselves. Stover agrees everyone needs to dig deeper into the issue.
We need to be more cognizant and aware of the needs of people with mental health challenges, beyond the funding, beyond reimbursement, really to understand the emotional, psychological, physiological challenges that they face every single day.
Well, legislation is being advanced that supporters say will protect access to critical vaccines in Maine. Senate President Maddie Daughtry sponsored LD 2146, which she says is a direct response to instability in federal vaccine policy over the last year. According to a statement, the bill allows the Maine Vaccine Board to seek funding through the state budget process to uphold Maine's commitment to vaccination access. It also clarifies malpractice liability protections for pharmacists administering vaccines. Daughtry says, quote, "For Maine families, vaccines are about keeping our kids healthy, protecting our older neighbors, and ensuring communities can thrive. This bill provides stability and clarity so that political uncertainty at the federal level does not disrupt life-saving care here at home." Well, if you are interested in a chance to join the state's lucrative Elver industry, you need to get that application in soon. The deadline is 4:30 p.m. this Friday, February 20th. 20 Maine residents will get a chance to enter the lottery for an Elver license for the upcoming season that starts at noon on March 22nd. The lottery was established by the legislature in 2017. They also set a cap of 425 state-issued licenses. The 20 that are available are the result of licenses that were not renewed in 2024 and 25. Each new license holder will get a 4-pound quota. The Elvers can be worth thousands of dollars per pound, and you can enter the lottery online at maine.gov/Elver lottery. Alrighty, folks, let's hit pause now. We'll get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Wednesday. Look at us. High temperatures back up near 36 here in Bangor today, 34 for Millinocket area. Look at Machias, 37 for sure. So temperatures right near average across the area today, likely around the same for tomorrow as well. It did get windier across the area today as well with a northwest breeze out there. Had a few gusts till 17, 18 miles per hour. So this will come down a bit tonight and throughout the day tomorrow as well. So overall, less windy for tomorrow, but still kind of breezy tonight into tomorrow tomorrow morning, followed by decreasing winds throughout the day tomorrow for sure. Okay, so lots of partly cloudy skies out there for right now. There's a big system just to the west of us currently. This will primarily, though, stay to our south for now. A piece of this, though, will definitely clip us probably later on Friday with some light snow or so on Friday, probably into Saturday morning as well. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is clouding over once again with low temperatures down in the teens. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll have some national headlines. Stay tuned.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
March 16 at the Cross Insurance Center. Get your tickets today.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard Parks.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
Little Miss Davis Sweets and Treats, a home-based business that specializes in homemade baked goods. Everything I bake is made to order. I specialize in baking homemade fudge, brownies, cupcakes, giant cookies, and large gingerbread men.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
You're never gonna believe who called the Cabin Masters.
Who called us?
Joe Bornstein's office. They have a small project for us.
How small?
Pretty small. It is on the lake.
Got $1 million views.
Well then, let's show them we mean business.
Did you know that Joe Bornstein has helped over 25,000 Maine families?
In all 16 counties?
Yep.
They're wicked good lawyers.
Fighting and winning for injured Mainers for over 50 years.
Good job, guys.
Nice. Injured Mainers know to call Joe.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A landmark trial involving the world's biggest social media companies, Meta and YouTube, is underway now in Los Angeles. For the first time ever, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is facing a civil jury over a claim his company's apps are designed to be addictive for kids and teens. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest from Los Angeles.
Today, Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg entering a Los Angeles federal courthouse.
Mr. Zuckerberg, did Meta purposely design the platform to harm children?
In a landmark social media trial against two of the world's biggest social media companies, Meta and YouTube. Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. This case involves a now 20-year-old plaintiff identified as Kaylee, who sued the tech company saying getting addicted on social media while very young led her to serious depression and suicidal thoughts. She claims the tech companies borrowed techniques used by slot machines and the cigarette industry to hook users.
I think Zuckerberg's going to have to pick his battles here. I don't think he's going to win the argument that auto-scrolling does not cause an addictive nature within young people. I think he's going to try to sidestep that and instead say how Meta, which owns Instagram, is addressing the issue of auto-scrolling and how they're protecting young people.
Today, the plaintiff's attorney asked Zuckerberg if a company should take advantage of vulnerable people. Zuckerberg responding, a reasonable company should try and help the people who try and use its services. The social media companies have argued other factors contribute to the mental health of young users. Meta saying we strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our long-standing commitment to supporting young people, adding it has made meaningful changes like introducing teen accounts. And Google, the parent company of YouTube, also says the lawsuit allegations aren't true, adding providing young people with a safer, healthier experience has always been core to our work. Outside court today, parents who say they lost their children taking a stand against the social media giants.
2 other social media companies, TikTok and Snapchat, named in the original lawsuit, reached settlements for undisclosed amounts before the start of the civil trial. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, our Jack Webb and Max Sturm are standing by live to bring you the latest high school basketball tournament updates after the break.
See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish this bucket on your own.
Enjoy your new car.
Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson SE for $239 a month, or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Keep your next building project on track when you plan ahead with help from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center specialists offer professional plans with customizable 3D renderings available to bring your project to life. Once your design is finalized and approved, you'll receive a full materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund your design fees. Get your building project off to the right start when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
People ask me all the time, does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
When lives are on the line, they don't hesitate to run towards danger. Unfortunately, the same gear that protects them from deadly flames can be hazardous to their health. Senator Susan Collins to the rescue. Susan helped introduce legislation that protects firefighters and first responders from cancer-causing forever chemicals in their equipment. Because their job is dangerous enough. Call Senator Collins and thank her for protecting Maine's first responders.
I am a big believer in super beta prostate. You'll notice less urges to urinate, and you won't be getting up at night for so many bathroom trips. I wouldn't say it if I didn't truly believe it.
See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish this bucket on your own.
Enjoy your new car.
Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease a Hyundai Elantra SE for $189 a month, or get 3.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in.
ABC 7 and Fox 22's Jack Webb named Maine's Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association.
Welcome back in, folks. Tournament week is flying by. It's already Wednesday, and it may have been the best day yet. Just wrapping up behind me was the Coney versus Ellsworth B-Boys semifinal, which might have been the game of the tournament, and it all started this morning, though, with another big one, and we want to bring that to you right now. This one's been talked about since November. Bangor Christian, Penobscot Valley meeting in the tournament. It was the Class D North semifinals. We picked this one up in the second. It's going to be Mary Allen. She spots up and knocks down the three, gives BC a 19-18 lead. But the Howlers would respond immediately. McKenna Ireland hits the three to take that lead right back. Time winding down in the second half. Patriots down 4. Rivers Bradford gets the shot off before the buzzer, and it's good. Penobscot Valley up 2 at the break. But in the second half, it would be all Howlers in this one. Abby Farley is going to lay it in on the break, and then this would be the dagger. Lila Cummings drives, takes the hit, and finishes for the N1 bucket. That immediately next possession, it's Riley Moulton's turn. She gets the N1 of her own, and PVHS takes down undefeated Bangor Christian. They lost 3 times in the regular season. Here's Brooklyn Raymond after the win.
It's awesome. We know we've put in the work, and we just kept saying we're going to get the one that matters. So it means a lot to have our community here and just to do this for them. They've supported us through the losses and everything, so it's awesome.
We've got Lawrence and Ellsworth about to tip off at 7 p.m. right behind me, followed by Gardner and Prescott. We'll have all the highlights for you later on, but first let's send it to Max Sturm, who's live down in Augusta.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, here in Augusta, we had another great slate of Class A games. The semifinals, 2 of those 4 games are completed, and the girls' regional title is set. Let's go over those games real quick, though. First, number 2 Hamden and number 3 Camden Hills faced off, and it was absolute cinema. Camden took the early lead, but Hamden was quick to battle back, and no exaggeration when I say after the first quarter, those 2 teams traded basket after basket until the end of the game. The Broncos led by just 1 point with less than 10 seconds left. Camden had to foul. Hamden knocked down 1 of 2 of those foul shots, and Camden had the last shot but could not answer. The Broncos win 41-39, a 2-point win, and then Mount Ararat, the number 1 seed, took on number 4 Edward Little. It's a close game in the first quarter, but the Eagles took flight afterward and get a 69-48 win. So the number 1 and number 2 teams will meet up in the Class A North Regional Final. Now we wait to see the boys' title game shape out. Edward Little and Brunswick will go ahead and face off at 7, and then Camden Hills and Bangor after that, but we'll update you on those after on Fast Break later tonight. Jack, I'm going to toss it back to you and get ready for those 2 games.
Prize to everybody back home. We got our old friend Tyler Cruz here. He wanted to say hi. Tyler, you want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah, how we doing? Hopefully this is everybody's great, and you guys are killing tournament week once again, just like we used to past 4 years.
Just like we used to. We're trying to carry it out of everything he taught us. We will have those highlights for you tonight at 10 on Fast Break and 11 on Fast Break Extender. For now, that's all the time we have. Here's your full 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Stone Artisans, your main stone supplier, 249-3040. Let's talk some weather out there for us today. Not a bad day. Temperatures back in the mid-30s or so, even a few upper 30s across the area. Slightly above average again today. Tomorrow, same story, followed by a bit cooler getting in here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But 36 here in Bangor today, 37 for Machias. A very nice day temperature-wise for February around here. So the really cold stuff is the pink stuff here, right? That's pretty much going to stay there for now, although we're going to get a bit cooler into the weekend, likely with some high temperatures in the mid-20s or so, likely later on next week or 2. So overall, though, temperatures mid-30s for now, cooling off just a bit into the weekend and beyond. So currently across the Midwest, temperatures in the 70s here. Summer is trying to come back, right? But overall, basically temperatures near average across the lower 48 now, with temperatures cooling off tonight into the teens again in our neck of the woods. The wind out there did pick up again today. We had winds out of the northwest gusting near 20 miles per hour or so. So again, a windier stretch of weather today. This will, though, come down tonight tomorrow. Likely tomorrow evening, little to no wind at all by this time tomorrow evening. So overall, we'll get rid of the breeze out there today and turn things less windy across the area for tomorrow. It is enough, though, for a small craft advisory out there for right now through Thursday morning or so. Again, there's some wave heights out here approaching 2 to 5 feet, currently just offshore. So going forward, so mostly 30s are back in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon, also for Friday as well. Cold nights, though, lows back in the teens, even a couple upper single digits in the forecast for us Friday evening. And then some snow possible late Friday. We'll see. That system could go to our south as well. Out there for us now, though, lots of partly cloudy skies across the area. There is a gigantic system here to the west of us, but there's a high pressure right here keeping this over there, right? So this is going to stay there and bug these areas, not for us for now, except for a few increasing clouds tonight. And then finally, this whole thing will kind of pass through on Friday and likely bringing some snow showers Friday evening into Saturday morning as well. So walk you through it. So tonight, clear skies for us, clouds as you go south and west of the area. And then tomorrow, another very nice day. Friday, a very nice day. There could be some light snow showers in the region. Again, later Friday into Saturday. It won't be for everybody, though. That quickly gets out of here. Then a very nice Sunday into Monday as well. So overall, our quiet stretch of weather continues. Our snowpack, though, is dwindling now, 10 inches here in Bangor right now. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is lots of clear skies to partly cloudy skies. Cold, though, lows near 12 with a northwest breeze out there. For tomorrow, sunny skies, highs near 37 again with a northwest wind dying down. Then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 37, a bit cooler for Friday, okay. Increasing clouds Friday evening, some light snow Friday night into early parts of Saturday morning. 29 for a high Saturday, and we kind of get a bit warmer for us on Sunday with highs Monday back in the low to mid-30s.
Jeff, thank you so much, and we will be right back after the break.
Tired of worrying whether your credit will hold you back from getting a car? At Down East Credit Union, we believe everyone deserves reliable transportation, even with less than perfect credit. Let us guide you every step of the way. If your credit score is under 670 or you've had setbacks like bankruptcy or repossession, that doesn't mean you're out of options. We'll help you get pre-approved, guide you through car shopping, and work with you on a plan to rebuild your credit. Reach out to Down East Credit Union today. Let's get you on the road confidently.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
Located on Wilson Street in Brewer, Yoshi Japanese Restaurant, where you'll find only the best sushi, Asian favorites, and specialty crafted cocktails that will satisfy anyone. Try tatami seating for an immersive experience. Yoshi Japanese Restaurant, bringing delicious traditions to you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Or qualified lessees can get this Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
In Minneapolis, innocent citizens gunned down. Here in Maine, ICE agents detaining local law enforcement. And Susan Collins is giving ICE even more power. As head of the committee that controls spending, Collins wrote the bill to increase ICE funding with no restrictions, no restraints, letting masked agents enter homes without warrants, raid churches and classrooms. Tell Susan Collins to stop towing the party line and start holding ICE accountable.
If you've ever dreamed of owning a slice of Down East Maine without writing $1 million check, this Lubec property might be your shot. The 5,000 square foot building is listed at $849,000 and sits right in downtown Lubec. It includes both commercial and residential space, making it a unique opportunity for anyone looking to live and work along the coast. And to see the full listing, head to foxbangor.com. Well, while students have the week off from school at the Windy Ridge Farm in Troy today, class was very much in session. The lessons, however, came with hooves, snouts, and a whole lot of hay. Our Alex Schley takes us to the barnyard, where kids were invited to trade in their books for feed buckets and get a hands-on education.
Goats and other goats and sheep, and they also got pigs, and he just took the water and he goes, "Arr!"
Wednesday, the Ashbury family opened their Troy farm to the public, inviting families to step inside the pens and experience farm life up close.
And it's a good way for kids to come see the animals, see what it's kind of like to have animals.
In addition to getting to meet all the animals.
Here's doing this. Oh, he likes me.
Sydney Ashbury, who runs the farm with her parents, says they use the tour as an opportunity to educate kids about everything from understanding animal care to learning about how life on a farm really works.
Anywhere between an hour to 2 hours for doing chores. And then I just check everyone throughout the day. If anyone needs cleaning, I clean their pen. And then night chores, which is about the same, between 1 to 2 hours.
She says they also talk to kids about where food comes from, bridging the gap between the barn and the dinner table. If you missed Wednesday's event, don't have a cow. The farm is hosting similar events Friday and Saturday. They're also open throughout the week, offering farm fresh products and even animals for sale.
Whenever we have baby bunnies, we sell them. They're ready to go at 8 weeks. We sell bacon and pork, like we do have in whole pigs. And we sell beef. We do have milk, and we got eggs.
So whether you're looking for a little hands-on learning or just to stock up on local goods, check out Windy Ridge Farm. In Troy, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, that was a whole lot of cuteness right there. All righty, folks, that's going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, you can join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, the search for Nancy Guthrie.
This?
Because she's allowed to complain about what she perceives
This is a
to
letter
be
she had the police deliver to me. This is another thing where she was claiming that we owe the landlord money. That's a message from the landlord saying that we don't owe no money. She had the police deliver that letter after I'd asked her to stop contacting us and notified her of the policies. I've had to call them on 3 different occasions.
Okay, all of this is not actionable. You owe her $400. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I'm very pleased.
I don't agree with it at all. Travel agent, when they book a trip, I mean, they're entitled to money for the services that they provide.
He told me I had to contact the cruise line, and the cruise line wouldn't talk to me and told me that I had to contact him.
She never paid $400 to me.
He called the cops on me because I was doing what Royal Caribbean told me to do.
This all stemmed from somebody being mad that I didn't buy T-shirts from her.
I know he owes everybody money.
She's stolen from many charities, and it'll be made known.
Done. Over with.
I'm ready to be done.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
The second victim of a gas leak incident at the Woodland Pulp Mill has been identified. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. A spokesperson for the mill in Baileyville confirmed today that the second employee to succumb to their injuries from the gas leak incident was 26-year-old Alan Hornberger. Hornberger was an employee at the mill in Baileyville. He died Monday morning, and his death was confirmed yesterday. The spokesperson said in a statement that Hornberger was, quote, a valued member of the mill's technical department, where he served as a process engineer. A Blue Hill man was sentenced Tuesday in U.S. District Court in Bangor for lying on a firearm purchase application. According to court records, on June 8, 2023, 22-year-old Caleb Ryan was indicted in Hancock County Superior Court on one count